Hello, my friend. It's the Crypto Lunatic, the channel for crypto newbies. And today we explore the shadow, the shadow. Now, this is interesting because I have had a request from Lin Lei. This one's for you, my friend. Please review this token. Please review it. And Lin Lei has been very persistent. So I'm going to do a solid and review it since Lin asked so nicely. So today we're talking about Shadow token. I did talk about a shadow exchange, but that's the wrong shadow. And ironically, in life, you've got to explore your shadow. So there you go. Been doing a bit of that lately as well. So, but that's completely off topic and off. I've gone off on a tangent. So today I'm just going to have a very brief overview into Shadow token and find out, is it any good? Is it something I would look into or not? So let's look into it. Let's look into it. Follow me. So here we go. Like we're in the degen zone. We're in the sub 20 million market cap shadow token. So what is this all about? And what we see when we go to the chart is here. Look, it started trading back in 2022 for $2.20. And look now, look, you can get in for 11 cents. So this is either bargain of the century or some sort of rug pull. So let's find out what is going on with Shadow. Is this a bargain or is this something to leave alone? So this is where degens play. We play in this zone, my friend. So we see that the total supply is the same as the circulating supply. Now that's good, but I don't see a maximum supply. So that tells me potentially there could be more tokens created in the future. But for what we can see, that's good. That's good. The total supply is the same as the circulating supply, which means that unless they have got other dumpage coming, this we don't know. The absence of a maximum supply, that makes me cautious. Quite frankly, my friends, we scroll down, we see it's on Coinbase. Now that's a good sign because Coinbase usually you have to do a minimum amount of research. So that's a good sign. It's been released on Coinbase, and the fact that it's gone down so much and it's still on Coinbase, that seems positive. That does seem positive. So about Shadow token, well, I'm going to do my chat GPT treatment on it later. So you don't need to worry about that. We will cover that as we go. So first and foremost, let's have a little look. Let's go on X and let's see what there is there. So Shadow is now GenesysGo. Look at this. Now this is positive because I follow Invest Answers. I trust their channel a lot, and the fact that it's being followed by Invest Answers would make me certainly look into it a little bit more deeply. But what I see here is that there's been no real entries since March. It's like they gave up on their X account round about March time. You can see February, March, and they had a fairly active account of 62,000 followers. And all we see is, look, they've moved to Blue Sky. So maybe they've fallen out with X. Maybe they don't like it anymore. They've had issues with X. So there's something. Let's have a little look. Let's go to Blue Sky and see. So on Blue Sky, look, they've only got 299 followers, and yet they are active. Well, almost 6 days ago. And I don't know what this update is. IYKYK. Well, maybe someone can fill me in. I'm obviously not in the know of all of this. Issue resolved. Gossip is gossiping again. And links are properly resolving once more. Well, it's error identified with gossip message. Well, this actually, I'm starting to get red flags now. Error identified with gossip message routing, working on resolution, no ETA at all, but this stored data is unaffected. So there's obviously something going on. There's obviously a glitch in the matrix here, and there's something happening. And why they would move on to Blue Sky with 299 followers when they had 62,000 on X. So something is not right here. That's what my initial feeling is without knowing too much. We go back, we check, Soul Scan, we go to the Explorer, which takes us here. So we go to holders and we see it's a reasonable distribution. These are Olcas and Exchange. These are probably Exchange and they seem like having a reasonable distribution there. So that's quite positive. We'll go to crypto rank. And what we find here is that usually it says fundraising. There's no indication of what everybody got in at. But what we can see here is that it's 95.3% down from its all-time high, and it's 100% up, 104% up from its all-time low. So potentially a good entry point, or that could be interpreted as something to worry about. So the next thing I did, I went on their website. So let's go to their website and see what it says here. Storage without compromises. So this is a decentralized storage solution. This is something that would challenge Google Drive. But if you want that, I looked at the website. I couldn't really find anything to do with metrics here. This is what I was looking for. I couldn't find any metrics. So I went on their blog. And on their blog, I see that they've sort of given up on their blog round about October time. Now, there wasn't that many posts anyway. But this is a little bit lacking. There's no close attention gone onto the website. Something's gone on here, and I don't know what. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, please give me a child-friendly overview and investment analysis of Shadowdrive. I put their website link. So what is Shadowdrive? It's a digital storage service. You know how you keep pictures, games, and videos on your phone or computer. Well, sometimes those devices get full and it's hard to keep everything safe. Shadowdrive helps people keep their files safe and organized, but instead of storing them on a computer or phone, it stores them on something called the blockchain. So the blockchain is like a huge, super secure online notebook where everyone's files are saved. This makes it easier to keep things safe and share files with friends and people all over the world. Plus, Shadowdrive lets users upload photos, documents, and videos without having to worry about losing them. It's really good for businesses, creators, and anyone who needs to store a lot of data. So how does Shadowdrive work? When you upload a file to Shadowdrive, it gets split into tiny pieces, and each piece gets saved in a different place. This makes sure that no one can mess with your files. So this is erasing a single point of failure on things like Google Drive, where if you lose access, you've lost it. This obviously separates it onto multiple files. So there's no single point of failure, which sounds good. So the investment analysis for Shadowdrive. So the technology, Shadowdrive is built on the blockchain technology, which is really popular and trusted for storing things safely. It's also decentralized, meaning that no one company is in charge, so less likely to fail if the server goes down. Growth potential, well, I can't find any, quite frankly. I mean, it sounds like a good business, but I can't find anything to show that this has actually grown. Risks, well, the risks are lack of adoption. And obviously, having looked at their Blue Sky account, some sort of point of failure in the testnet sounds a little bit dodgy. Market demand, well, it sounds like it's a good niche that it's playing in, but is there a demand for it? Well, we'll find out down the line. Profitability. If Shadowdrive can attract lots of users and businesses, they could make money by charging fees for storing and getting access to files. But they'll need to make sure they have enough customers to grow and stay profitable. So the summary from investors, good pros. Based on innovative blockchain technology, the need for digital storage is growing and there's potential for high security and privacy. The risks are the blockchain idea might take time to catch on and there are big competitors. It also might be tricky for some people to understand. So with long-term potential, if Shadowdrive can prove itself in the market, it could be a good investment, especially if people look for secure private ways to store their digital data. So finally, I went on to Dex Screener to find out what sort of liquidity they've got. Now, we see there's a decent amount of liquidity for a 20 million market cap coin. That's a decent amount. But here, look what we're seeing. We're seeing more sells than buys. Now, if people are selling when the market's this low and there's more sells than buys, that is a warning to me. 47 buyers, 61 sellers. So, in summary, I will not be investing in Shadow token, not yet. I'd want to see a little bit more traction. And for that reason, I'll be staying away from this shadow, particularly. But it is certainly in the degen zone. It's super high risk, and maybe, just maybe, they'll get some sort of adoption. But from what I can see online at the moment, this looks way too degen. This looks like the sort of degen play that something doesn't feel right. I may be wrong, of course. But based on the fact that there's plenty of other degen options out there, I'll be staying away from this. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. And if you'd like more of my content, then please like and subscribe to the channel. If you would like another video, then there is where to go.